Here, follow the action to preview NFL Week number 8. Kicks off with a good one tonight. At least on paper, it's a good one. The undefeated Arizona Cardinals and the Green Bay Packers to talk about that game and the rest of the Week 8 NFL card. Let me kick it over to the man, the myth, the legend himself, Philly Godfather.
I want to thank everyone who watched the show last week. It was our highest rated show yet, over 3,200 viewers. So thanks, guys, for checking it out. Hope we'll give you guys a bunch of winners. Let's get down to business. We got Dave Mason from Bet Online back. We got the Philly Rooster, Gotham City Vig, Matt from the College Kids, Mark Abrams, Hall of Fame, Lancaster Hall from Boston, and we got Jimmy the Sheep Batista. So let's get right down to let's go to 251, 252 on the screen. We go to Dave Mason, Miami Cardinals, traveling to Buffalo. Buffalo's a 2-touchdown favorite here. Total set at 3 and Bet Online. We're betting this one yet, Dave?
Yeah, there's plenty of Bills money coming in. Very lopsided, and sometimes these games with big spreads don't really get too lopsided, but this one is for the early action. 85% of the early action is on Buffalo, given 14, and 66% is on the over. Nothing too sharp yet.
Let me go to Matt from the College Kids first. Matt, you like a side here or total?
I'm leaning on Miami. I haven't bet nothing yet, but it's a lot of points at 14. I mean, it's 2 touchdowns. I'd have to take Miami in this spot.
You got a Rooster. Rooster, you like the Bills here?
Well, yeah, I got to say, 2 touchdowns. You got to like Miami here. 2 is playing a little better. I mean, the Bills, they're kind of hot and cold on offense. I mean, 1 and 6 Dolphins are going to fight hard. I like the Dolphins here. If anything, I didn't bet the game. I'm going to see if it creeps up a little more. All that public money is going to be on the Bills.
Sheep, you hearing anything on this one in the shadows back there where you reign supreme?
Well, Rooster, you better wait till Sunday because you may see this game go to 17 because they're going to someone's going to hit this game hard, from what I hear. Not something I would agree with, but I think you might be able to get a better number. Look, perfect example. Look at the Houston game last week. It was 17. At post, you're going to take in 21.
Yeah, there's so much going on. All right, let's go to Gotham City Big Batman. Batman, you like anything?
Man, I looked at the metrics here of Miami traveling up there and playing. Buffalo has had Tua's number in this game quite a bit. I know why it's 14. I think it's too much. If I had to play the game, it would be the Dolphins plus the points. Just don't have anything yet on it. I want to see what this line's going to do like all the rest. I know where the public is. I know where the sharps are going to be. I just need a better number, honestly, than 14. If it gets to 16.5 or 17, that's a different ball game. I'll be invested.
Yeah, I'm just waiting to see what the weather implications are. Miami's they've given the most points in the AFC this year. Surprisingly, their defense was pretty good last year. This year it stinks. So that's a dangerous game, even though it is a division game. But let's go to the next game on the screen with Dave Mason from Bet Online. 2 teams right now that no one really cares about. Carolina travels to Atlanta. Atlanta's playing 3 at home. I see the total down to 46.5 at Bet Online. Dave Mason, how are they betting this?
Early actions on the Falcons about 60%, 64% on the over. We did take some sharp action on Atlanta -3, -110. That's currently -3, -118.
Go to Rooster first. Rooster, you like a side or a total here?
I'm not impressed with Carolina at all. I liked Atlanta last week, and I kind of leaned them again this week at home. They're playing a little bit better. I expected more of them at the beginning of the season. And like I said, I'm not overly thrilled about Carolina. I think there's going to be sharp money on the Panthers, just like we're on the dog last week. But I like Atlanta here at home.
Would you lay the 3? I mean,
no, I'd have to lay under 3. I'm not going to lay 3 flat or 2.5 -30. But I'd like 2.5 -20, 2.5 -25, something like that. I just think they're the right side of this game. And like I said, I think there's probably going to be sharp money on Carolina.
Let me go to Sheep. Sheep, any action here? Any whispers in the shadows? Are you alive?
He's whispering in the shadows.
I think the shadow's whispering.
He's got a low internet connection.
Oh, man. Every week. Where the hell is he at? Was he Kevin? I mean, what's going on, Chief? Oh, we lost him already. All right, let me go to Batman. Batman, did you find on any of these teams yet?
Well, I think I'm 4-0 with no Christian McCaffrey playing on all these shows here. Here's the interesting part of this game. So if you look at the points for and the points against, the points differential, Carolina is basically 0 this year. The Atlanta Falcons are minus 40. They're minus 40. So you're getting 3 with Carolina here in this spot. I think Carolina plus the points here is the play. I think the point differential is a huge deal. I think Carolina's the play here all day long, getting points. I think they're metrically better than Atlanta. And I know Atlanta outperformed the market last week a little bit, depending on the number that you got. We got 3 with the Dolphins, but I think Carolina plus 3 is a play here.
Well, we go to Matty from the college kids. Matt, do you agree with Batman?
Yeah, I totally agree. I think this Carolina team's a better team. Carolina, to me, I like their defense how they started out. They had a couple rough patches. Shaq Thompson's been injured. Some players been injured. Christian McCaffrey the last couple of games has been out, so it's really hurt them. But I think they're a better team, and I do like Carolina in this spot. I think plus 3 is a lot of points. I think they can win the game, to be honest.
Shaq Thompson, he's coming back, isn't he?
What did you say?
I can't hear you, PG. I can barely hear you, PGF, just so you know. I can't understand you very well.
Shaq. Shaq
He was
back?
He was limited in practice Thursday. And then Matt Paradis was limited. Some other guys.
All right, let's go. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah.
Let's go next game on the screen. Philadelphia travels to Detroit. Somehow Philadelphia's a 3.5-point favorite. Total set at 47.5, 48. I bet on the line. Dave Mason, how are they betting this?
Public 65% of the early bettors are on the Lions. Plus 3.5 at home. 65% is on the under. And we did take some sharp action on the Eagles at minus 3, man. I don't know. Hard to bet them against anybody these days.
Bruce, are you betting the Eagles here?
No chance. I'm not touching this game, but if anything, I like Detroit at home. They're fighting. I mean, they should have won 2 games right now at this point, and which is what the Eagles have won. And this line's telling us if you factor in a 3-point home field advantage, that the Eagles are a touchdown favorite, neutral field. The Eagles aren't a touchdown favorite, neutral field against anybody. So I like the Lions here. It's a no bet for me. Let's see what the line does, but a Lions plus 3.5, if anything.
Is she back yet or no? Not yet. Let me go to Batman. Batman, we were taking Detroit against the Bengals. I think we were taking 3.5, and now, the Bengals are much better than Philly. Who do you like?
Well, I'm going to drive up to Philadelphia. I'm going to knock on Rooster's door, and I'm going to pick him up. And we're going to drive to the casino, and I'm going to convince him that Detroit's the right side because he knows it, even though it's hard to bet. I'm with him on this one. Detroit Lions plus 3.5. And I got to tell you, man, I think this is a monster. I don't know how Philadelphia is favored over anybody. I think this game might go to 4. I think Detroit points, Detroit money line. I think Nick Sirianni is not an NFL coach. And I got to tell you, man, it looked like those Philadelphia Eagles kind of quit to me in that game. I know they scored some late points. That energy wasn't good. I don't like it. I'll take Detroit in the points all day long.
Couple things, guys. Jimmy the Sheep said Detroit plus 3.5 and a monster. And I agree with you, Batman. He's definitely not an NFL coach. In fact, if you heard his press conference yesterday, he sounded like a gardener talking about trees growing and stuff like that. I don't know if you guys heard the press conference yesterday. What's that?
Planting seeds, right?
You sound like my gardener.
Ugly.
That's what she likes Detroit.
Yeah, he said plus 3.5, a monster pick for him.
Time to get a monster microphone. Matt, it's the college kid.
Or a monster internet connection.
Are you, what are we talking about? Detroit Lions? I'm so at it. Matt, you like the Detroit Lions on the money line? I like them on the money line. You like them on the line?
I like them on the money line, plus 3.5. I mean, the only thing Nick Sirianni's been planting are seeds to lose. I mean, the way he's coaching, the way the defense coordinator's coaching, he's soft. How do you not take the plus 3.5 here? And then if Batman's right and this game goes to 4, how do you not take the plus 4 as well? I like Detroit with the points, and I actually do like the money line as well.
Yeah, and I heard Fletcher Cox. He was really upset after the last game. They got him out there covering screens when they should be blitching the quarterback, and he's not getting paid to cover screens inside.
Why? Real quickly, why do I feel now with his main running back out now, Miles Sanders? The Eagles watch. They're going to run the ball 45 times on Sunday.
It makes absolutely no sense. Let's go next game on the board. Tennessee with the big win last week against Kansas City. They traveled to Indianapolis. This game was going back and forth. Now the Colts are favored again, -1.5 at BetOnline. Totals at 51. Dave Mason, how are they betting this one?
Titans, they're the public darling now. 72% of the early bettors are on the Titans. 71% on the over. We did take some sharp on the Colts at a pick'ems. Titans are currently getting 1.5.
Let me go to Rooster. Tennessee took down your favorite team, your favorite Colts last week. You like them this week, or you like the Colts?
I like the Colts a lot this week. I mean, they're at home. They're playing really well. The team is gelling. Vince is actually playing kind of like he did his MVP year until he got hurt. And the Titans are good. Don't get me wrong. Derrick Henry's amazing. They're getting a little healthier. I do like the Titans, but I think the Colts are about to go on a run here. They could be one of the dark horses of the season. I like the Colts a lot here.
Do you suggest people going to BetOnline and maybe nibbling on that 66-1 future or whatever the number is at BetOnline?
We were talking about that earlier. I mean, that is I was looking at the board after we talked, and that's the one that really jumps out at me. That's 66-1. I think that's going to start dropping quick, and it'll be down to 21 in 2 or 3 weeks.
Real quickly, guys. I'm sorry to interrupt. We have a picture on Sheep. Can we hear you now?
Oh, Jimmy!
Can we hear you? No, we can't hear him.
Just write down on a piece of paper who you like and hang it up.
It's one or the other. You don't get everything with that. I've known him for 30 years.
This is legendary. People turn into the show. They either want to see him or hear him.
Yeah, it's funny. Ask him to move a balloon on a game, and he'll do it. Ask him to get some audio and video.
One of our listeners here, Rude Jude's, asked him to hold up a sign. But we do have his picks. He likes the game tonight. When we get to that, we'll
Does he like the Colts? Hit him up. Does he like the Colts?
Do you like the Colts?
Let's skip over the sheet. Did we go to Batman? Batman, you're on the Colts, right?
My man, this is what I term adamantalinium. This is the biggest wager I've made in the regular season so far.
How is that? Did you say plutonium?
Yeah, bro. It's a percentage that I'm not allowed to say on the show because you get mad at me for laying that much wood. I got to. This is the Colts game. Jimmy the Sheep Batista, every time he loves something, what does he say? He says it so beautifully. This is the Colts game. This is the Colts game, period. Their offensive line, their defensive line, everything is coming together. Carson Wentz is playing better. They're going to be in the dome. I mean, look at the schedule they've played. Look at the teams and how well they've played in tough environments. I love this game. They should. I made the line 4.5, and I got it at +3 on Monday. It was 2.5. I bought it to 3, and I bought it again all the way down to a pick. I love this game. Colts to the window.
There you go, right there. Maddie, did we go to you, Matt? You like the Colts? I'm a little off today.
Love the Colts. Smith is back, right tackle. Last week, I think Quentin Nelson came back. Quiddy Pay, he should be playing. I know he's been a little banged up through the year. And this Colts team, look at the schedule that they've played. As Batman said, they've versed some tough teams, tough environments, whether it was, Seattle, the Rams, the Ravens, and they've battled all of those teams tough. Now they're back home. Carson Wentz, he has like 11 touchdowns and 1 interception on the year. He's been playing pretty good. I love the Colts here. I actually do like the over. If you can catch 50.5, go over the key number before it hits 51. And yeah, Colts. I love the Colts this week. I'm with Batman.
All right, keep flying. We got the Colts consensus. We're more like them.
The sheep likes the Colts. Says plus the 2, and I don't know if you guys want to read that.
Can't see it. What you say?
He likes the Colts plus the 2.
There we go.
That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. Mark, I mean, how do the Eagles get rid of a Super Bowl winning coach, a stud quarterback that was a pivotal player that year when they won the Super Bowl, and we end up with Sirianni and Jalen Hurts?
Well, they want it because they have an owner who now wants to become the GM, the offensive coordinator, and they didn't agree on the philosophy going forward. What was the philosophy hiring this guy?
It's unreal, man. The amount of experience on this Eagles coaching staff is zero. It's just
what's even worse than Sirianni. Granted, if he's going to throw 80 times a game, that's where the NFL is going. But their defensive coordinator, they're the lowest blitzing team in the league. If they have terrible defensive backs, at least blitz and make the quarterback make a quick decision or something.
All right, let's go next game on the board with Dave Mason, game 259-260. The Rams travel to Houston. Game opened about 14 and a half. There might be a couple 15s out there. At BetOnline, currently 14 and a half and 47 and a half. Dave, is there any sharp money on either side of the total?
Nothing really sharp here yet. 67% of the public's on the Rams. Currently 14 and a half, and 65% is on the over. Currently 47 and a half.
Let's go to Rooster. Rooster, you think this line might be a little inflated, or back-to-back weeks?
I have a general rule. I don't lay double digits in the NFL, but I do like the under in this game. I think the Texans are going to try and slow down the pace a little bit. They know they're obviously way outmatched. And if it gets out of hand quick and they don't score at all, I think the Rams will lay off. I'm looking at under 48 in this game for a pretty sizable bet.
Let me go to Mark first. Mark, is Sheep got a sign up? Does he like anybody here? Did he mention anything?
He says here he likes the Texans. Is my donation of the week plus 14 and a half.
There you go. If you want to donate. All right, let's go to Matt from the College Kids. Matt, you think this dog can cover here?
I do. Tyrod Taylor plays, we saw him the first week. We saw him the second week, and he was performing well. Look at all the metrics. He was playing really well, and he had that team moving. It's a lot of points, plus 14 and a half. I think they got a shot. Yeah.
All right, let me go to Batman. Batman, I know you took him last week. You like him this week?
I took Tyrod Taylor plus the 15 yesterday. I like Tyrod in the offense. I think it's too many points at home. I think you're going to see Houston rally and play a really good game. We had the first half last week, and they were playing great until the last 3 minutes of that first half. I like the Texans here plus the points.
I like the Texans too. I took 15 on the game. Let's go next game on the board. Cincinnati's second best point differential in the AFC this year, playing a real bad Jets team. Line kind of short, only 10.5. I mean, they could crush this team by 20 when the Patriots did. Let me go to Dave Mason from BetOnline. How they bet this one? Or is anyone bet the Jets here?
No one's betting the Jets. 88% of the early actions on the Bengals, including some sharp on the Bengals at minus 9.5. 72% on the over.
Bruce, are you laying 10 on the Cincinnati here?
Nah, I'm still not sold on Cincinnati. I know a lot of people are. They played a great game last week. I enjoyed watching it. But the Steelers are going to come to this game the Jets are going to come into this game with some fight. They haven't given up, and they're trying to get their feet under them a little bit. Obviously, they're terrible, but I'll take 10 here at home.
I mean, a lot of points with a small total. Total's at 43.
Yeah, so the points become more, as you know, more valuable with a total under 44.
We go to Batman real quick. Batman, does this dog have fleas, or do you think it can cover?
Man, I'll tell you, I'm going to watch this game for one reason. This is, the Bengals had a big emotional game last week. If they played someone different, I would feel completely different about this game. I think they're going to be a little bit more difficult to get up for this game with a young team. This is, I think, their third straight road game, which usually is an interesting sign. Baltimore is a very physical team. It takes a lot out of you to play this team. Any John Harp, no matter win, lose, or draw, or how, even though they beat him bad last week. I lean Jets. The problem is that starting quarterback that's going to be in there. I don't have enough info on him to know whether they can cover this game with him in there. So it's a watch for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's the right spot for the Jets here, right? Big emotional win last week for a young team like Cincinnati. Playing, a tough defense. Probably not going to be 100% this week. Let me go to Matt from the College Kids. Matt, think the Jets can cover the spread?
I think they can, but I haven't bet it because I don't trust them. The price is right. You're getting plus 10.5 since he's laying 10.5 on the road. I think it's too many points. But I hate betting on the Jets. They screw me over every time, so I'm just going to stay away this time.
Mark, I know your buddy used to quarterback for the Jets. Did he give you any insight?
Well, you know what? He's 50 years old, and I believe right now he's better than Mike White. So I would. Well, how crazy would it be in this town? How crazy would this town go if somehow Joe Flacco comes in on Sunday and rallies the Jets for a victory? What would go on in Philadelphia if that happened?
Oh, my God.
By the way, a second donation of the week from the Sheep. Jets plus 10.5.
I mean, if I was going to play the Jets, I'd wait. This line can only go up. I can't see it going down. I would bet at the last possible moment, trying to get the best possible number on this New York Jets team. This line it would have to go to 13, which it's not going to if I was going to invest in this team. But they are the right side, but it doesn't mean they're going to cover the spread. Let's go to the next game on the board, game 263, 264. Pittsburgh goes to a banged-up Cleveland team. Dave Mason from BetOnline. Has anyone bet either side of the total here with some sharp money?
Some sharp stuff on Cleveland -3. They're currently 3.5-point favorites. The overall action is pretty split. 53% on the Steelers, 63% on the under.
You see, there's no sharp money on the under because it's dropped a couple of points, hasn't it, from the open?
There might be. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure. There might be. I didn't see any.
I got you. Brewster, you bet the total here or side on you?
I mean, I would have went under 44. I missed the number. It opened 45. It's down to 42. I'm not going to go under that, but I do like Cleveland a little bit here. At home, I mean, they're still not sure who's going to play quarterback, but there's no significant drop-off either way. And Roethlisberger is not mobile at all. Like, he can't even move anymore. The beginning of the year when they said he lost weight and all that, I thought he was going to be better, and he's just not. And I don't think there's going to be any improvement there. I like Cleveland at home here.
Let me go to Batman. Batman.
Yes, sir.
We on the Browns here. Is that true?
-3, baby. Let's do it. They're getting their offensive lineman back. I like Case Keenum a little bit. I think he's less turnover prone. I think that Stefanski has the Steelers' number with scheme and game plan. I've said this 2 or 3 times on the show with Cleveland this year with their run game. I think he out-schemes them. I love Cleveland in this spot -3 at home. It's been bet up for sharp money, sure. 3.5, absolutely all day. Love Cleveland -3.
Let me go to Matt from the College Kids. Do you agree with Batman?
I agree. Take Cleveland -3 if you can. Like he said, the offensive lineman's coming back. I believe in Case Keenum. He has that relationship with Stefanski. They go back to Minnesota. And, every time Baker Mayfield had the ball, there's a possibility that he was going to fumble the ball because, that hurt shoulder, hurt arm. So now you have a fresh quarterback in. I think they get rolling, and I think they come back this week, and I think they win this game and cover the 3.
Yeah, that offensive lineman coming back to the Browns is huge. Because if you guys remember, under pressure, Case Keenum would look like Jared Goff under pressure. He would fold a little bit. So the offensive lineman comes back is big for the team. I think Cleveland goes on a little bit of a run here, 4-3. They're only one game behind the leader there, the Ravens. So Cleveland -3 is definitely the right side. Let's go to the next game on the board, 265, 266. 49ers travel to Chicago. Chicago looked like they looked really bad last week against Tampa Bay. That offensive line, oh my God, they were getting the field in like 1.5 seconds, 1.2 seconds, 1.8 seconds, and he just kept turning the ball over. San Francisco's laying 4 on the road, totals at 30.5 at Bet Online. Dave Mason, is there any sharp money on the side or a total, and how the public bet it?
Nothing real sharp. 56% of the early actions on the Niners, 63% on the other under.
Let me go to Rooster real quick. Rooster, you gonna lay the 3.5 or the 4 on San Fran?
Nah, I like Chicago in this spot. And, I've lost money on Chicago so far this year, but I like them here. Getting 4 points at home. That's a long travel game for Chicago but they travel really well, especially to the East Coast. If you look at the last 5 years, I like the Bears here. Don't love them, like them. I'm going to take some 4. This game may creep up, maybe take some 4.5 too.
Mark Abrams, did Sheep chime in at all?
No, he's been silent the last couple games.
He's been silent. Let me go to Matt from the College Kids. Matt, you like a side or a total here?
Yeah, I'm waiting for some injury news from the 49ers. I know Nick Bosa didn't practice. I don't think it was injury related, but a couple other players dealing with some injuries, whether it was Tart, Ford, Kinlaw, Trent Williams dealing with some injuries. But, Chicago Bears didn't have Khalil Mack practice. He was dealing with a foot injury, so that's big. And Keem Hicks was limited. Tashawn Gibson limited. But, we look at San Fran. They start off 2-0. They beat Detroit. They beat Philly. And then they had a tough 4-game stretch. You look at the schedule. They versus Green Bay, who's 6-1. Seattle, Russell Wilson, that was a tough game. Arizona, who's undefeated. And then the Colts, which is starting to get rolling. They've had 4 straight tough games. I think they've played the better competition. The Bears haven't impressed me. I do like San Fran, but I'm still waiting on the injury news to see.
Batman, you like the Bears here?
Man, I don't like anything here. Khalil Mack is not going to play in this game. That is, I think, 100% certain. I don't think Akeem Hicks is going to play. They're averaging like 124.5 passing yards per game in the NFL in a throwing league. I don't think this kid is an NFL quarterback yet. He may end up being one. He's got great athletic ability. I think he can throw it well. Now they're talking about trading Allen Robinson, I think. That was the latest thing I saw today. I just, if San Francisco was healthy, I would be all over San Francisco. Their injuries are keeping me from this game. So I'm going to watch. I just don't have anything for you.
I think the Bears are a mess, man. The strength of that team is that pass rush. Hicks is banged up. Mack might not play. The sack rate. And now, they don't have that. Their offensive line probably one of the worst in football. When it comes to Justin Fields, you can't really gauge how good he is because he doesn't have time to throw. Guys are getting to him in less than 2 seconds. The quickest release in football is what? Ben Roethlisberger, 2-point-something seconds. And their offensive line is so bad for the Bears. So you can't really put it on the kid. If anything, I lead San Fran here. But let's go to the next game on the board, 267, 268. Jags travel Seattle. What do I say about line? 3.5 and 44. Dave, how are they betting this?
Seahawks, 69% of the early actions on the Seahawks, 70% on the over. Nothing too sharp yet.
We go to Rooster. Rooster, you like anybody here?
Not really. Gun to my head, I like the under, although the line moved a little bit already. But lean under, but nothing strong in this game at all.
You go to Matty from the College Kids. Matt, you like anybody here?
Yeah, I like Jacksonville. They were some tough teams. They played them tough, I think. They've been able to move the ball. Offensive line hasn't been that bad. The problem with this team is turnovers. We saw them beat Miami not last week. I think it was the week before. And, Geno Smith hasn't impressed me enough with the Seattle team. Moved the ball well enough. I think Jacksonville plus the 3.5. I'm liking it. I haven't bet it yet, but that's the side on which I'm leaning.
Batman, you like anybody here?
This is an absolute pure line read on the line set offshore. Jacksonville, in my opinion, is the spot here, plus 3.5. I don't know how this line is 3.5. I don't see it. But, those guys know that they're going to get tons of public money in this game. Like, this is going to be a publicly flooded game, maybe the biggest public bet of the week, possibly, I would think. And they knew they set the number here. This is a pure numbers line read for me. I think Jacksonville plus the 3.5 is the side.
I like them. They got the better quarterback. Seattle's at home. And like you said, 3.5 at home against a Jacksonville team that's given up the fourth most amount of points in the AFC this year.
Sheep -3 on Seattle. He says Sheep big bet. I like with you guys. I like Jacksonville. They get a better offense, better defense statistically, and that's with like 3 or 4 games with Russell Wilson statistics. They have even a higher ranked offense as Jacksonville.
Yeah, I think they score some points here too, man. I like the over. I think they're going to put up some points.
Jimmy just says
like
wait till
Jacksonville
post plus
BGF?
4.
What did he say?
He
Did
says
you say
wait
you like
till
Jacksonville
post
plus
plus
the
4.
points?
Your own sheet?
No, Sheep says wait till post plus 4, but Pete Carroll's the better coach.
Okay.
I don't know. I might disagree with that. The scheme I'm seeing done by that offensive coordinator, okay, if you saw that scheme last week that he ran in that game, that was insane. I don't even know what plays he was calling. This is the NFL. They had no chance to win that game because he couldn't call a play that got those linebackers off the line of scrimmage. I didn't like what I saw from that coordinator. That's not Pete Carroll. That's the guys underneath them calling plays. I think they're in trouble. PGF, do you like Jacksonville here plus the points you said?
A little bit, yeah, I like Jacksonville.
Okay.
I like the over more than I like the side.
Okay.
Let's go next game on the screen. Patriots, Chargers. Game opened up 6. It's down to 4.5. I see some 4s at the market. Bet online at 4.5 and 49. We've seen some slight movement on the total as well. Dave Mason is the sharp money on New England.
No, nothing sharp yet. 74% on the over. Spread is very 50-50. 52% on the Pats.
Let's go to Rooster first. Rooster, you with Bill Belichick or you with Justin Herbert here?
I'm with Bill Belichick. Pretty big bet. I took 5.5. I took some 5. It's sitting 4.5 pretty much everywhere. I think the Patriots have a chance to win this game. They're playing much better. Quarterback play is better. Like the Patriots a lot here.
And we got a map from the Common Kids. Matt, you like anybody here?
This is a tough game. The Chargers coming off a big beating off, I believe, Baltimore. Patriots had a great game, monstrous game against the Jets, but they're the Jets. I think the Patriots have played some tough competition, like Tampa Bay played them tough. Some other teams played them tough. Dallas, who's been on a crazy run, one of the best teams against the spread in the NFL. But I like the Chargers here for some reason. I'm liking the Chargers. It's a tough game. I haven't bet it yet. I'm still waiting for more information on this game and letting it marinate a little bit. But right now, I'm going to Chargers.
You like Justin Herbert over Mac Jones? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I do. Even though Mac Jones, he's been the best, rookie quarterback in the NFL. But when it comes to it, you got to keep up pace with Justin Herbert. It's going to be tough. Yeah. I lean the Chargers here so far.
All right, Mark, you got an opinion on this game?
Nothing.
Nothing at all. All right, let's go next game on the board. 271, 272. Washington travels to Denver. Both of these teams have been major disappointments this year. Denver started off okay, and they've regressed a little bit. I don't know what's up with Washington's pass defense.
Real quickly, the Sheep likes the Chargers from last game.
What number does he like it at? 4?
He just put L.A. Chargers from the Sheep.
There you go. All right, let me go to Dave Mason from Bet Online. Is anyone betting this one yet, Dave?
No one sharp. WFT's getting 63% of the early action, 72% on the over.
All right, let me go to Rooster real quick. Rooster, are you laying 3 with Denver here, I know?
I'm not. I mean, it is hard to play in Denver. I lean Denver. Washington has not played up to their capabilities so far this year, although I think they have the more talented team. This is just like a shit game, no bet for me.
Let me go to Batman. Batman, did you take 3.5 in Washington?
No.
Are you still betting that team?
Washington
bet
has
every
given up
week.
the
Is that
most
you?
points. Washington has given up the most points in
Oh.
the NFL this year at 210. That defense, the worst in the NFL, 210. Denver -3 is the play. And I want to get back to one little quick game if you don't mind. The New England Patriots are plus 39 point differential. The LA Chargers, they're -2 on the whole year. That is a huge difference metrically. That jumped out to me. I really like the Patriots. I'm with Rooster in that game, and give me Denver -3.
Fucking Adam. You've got me all messed up, man. You can't even get me straight. All right, what do we got next? Tampa Bay at New Orleans. Tampa Bay looks unstoppable. They're laying 4.5 on the road. New Orleans got one of the best defenses in the NFL. I mean, they spanked Green Bay first game of the season. They had some COVID issues, but now they're starting to play a good ball game. Dave Mason from Bet Online. Are they betting the Super Bowl chance right now or not?
Yeah, big time. This is going to be one of the biggest sweats for us. 81% of the early actions on the Bucks, 66% on the under.
Bruce, are you taking the dog here? You betting against Tom Brady since he's not the GOAT?
I'm going to have to take the Saints here. I mean,
you bet on Jameis?
Well, I'm going to have to bet on Jameis at home. The Saints defense is playing really well. Buccaneers secondary still beat up. I mean, you're getting 5 points at home. I love home dogs. The Buccaneers coming off a huge win. They're 6-1, smelling themselves a little bit. You know, I don't think the Saints can win this game, but I think it's going to be close. 3-4 point game. I like the Saints plus the 5.
I mean, didn't Gino look better than Jameis last week? And now you're still betting him against Tom Brady?
Last week he did. Week 1 he didn't.
Let me go to Matt from the college kid. Matt, you betting against Tom Brady? Because I bet against him last week and got my ass kicked.
Nah, it's hard for me to bet against Tom Brady. But other than last week, I think Jameis has performed extremely well this year. He's been, he's exceeded my expectations. But I can't bet against Tom Brady here. But back to the previous game we just went over, Washington and Denver. I know Bradley Chubb's out for another week. And Von Miller, we'll see if he plays or not. If he does not play, I'm going to have to bet Washington again. I'm waiting to see on Von Miller, but I do like Washington in that game. And, yeah, but I can't bet against Tom Brady when it comes to Tampa Bay.
You think they go down the field and get into, like, the 10-yard line, like 4 or 5 times again and not score this week? Washington?
Yeah, I hope that doesn't happen.
Unbelievable. Unreal. All right, let's go next game on the board. Hottest team in football. They made everyone a ton of money. Dallas Cowboys, undefeated against the spread this year, traveling to Minnesota. And they opened up a favorite, and now Minnesota's a favorite. Dave Mason at BetOnline, I'm seeing 1 -1/4, 53.5 on the total. Obviously, there's some sharp money on Minnesota here.
Yeah, obviously. Minnesota's definitely took some sharp money. Public's all over the Cowboys. 88% of the early actions on the Cowboys. It has a higher bet count than any other team on Sunday, which is for a night game. That's not too common. So we're going to need the Vikings big on Sunday night, most likely. 75% on the over.
That's all. So everyone's got the Cowboys in the over?
Yeah, Godfather, just before you get to everyone else, in all capital letters, the sheep says Vikings is a fucking monster, +3, -20, Sunday's game of the week.
Did he use a crayon to spell it out? Bruce, you bet the Cowboys here? Oh, there he is. Can we hear you?
He's got the pose.
Oh, my God. This is the craziest show ever. All right, Rooster. Bet the Cowboys or not?
Well, until about 30 seconds ago, I liked Minnesota. Now I got to rethink this whole game, because if it's a monster for Baba, I may jump with the public here. But no, I like Minnesota here.
What would you lay up to 2.5? Would you lay up to 2.5?
Yeah, I wouldn't lay any more than 2.5. I mean, obviously, I would like to take points, but with that ship has sailed, I would lay 2.5 here.
What do you think about the total, man? Dallas' defense has been playing pretty good. I think it's up to 54. And I think it opened at what, 52 or 51 and a half. I see 54s out there. I see it climbing.
I mean, 54 is a decent number up in that area. If it goes to 54.5, I'm going to be tempted to go under here.
Let me go to Batman. Batman, Minnesota's got the 5th or 6th best defense in the NFL. You like them?
Love them. Don't like them. Love them. The calf injury for Dak Prescott is what no one's talking about. These calf injuries are really difficult to recover from. You need 4 to 6 weeks to fully recover. If he isn't mobile in this game with Zimmer coming after him and Zimmer knows he has calf issues, I love the Minnesota defense in this spot. I think this is a great spot to bet, and here's why. This is the way I see Sunday unfolding. At the 4 o'clock slate, Jacksonville's going to cover and the public's going to get murdered on Seattle. Denver's going to cover and the public's going to bet Washington. Tampa Bay is going to lose outright. The Sharps will bet New Orleans. The public will get creamed there. And then they're going to come back and put their whole paychecks on the Dallas Cowboys plus the points. Minnesota is triple platinum Sunday night.
You do know the public's been destroying Dave Mason for like the last 4 weeks.
Yeah, well, there's what's called regression to the mean, my man.
5 weeks, but who's counting?
Sunday. Gotham City up at 4 o'clock when that ship starts tailing.
We've been doing all right on the Sunday night games, thankfully. I mean, the day games have been a freaking burial, but we got some back on the night game. Well, no, not last Sunday, but I don't even remember. Monday nights have been good, I guess. Baseball's been great. Screw it. I think we won some ping pong too a few weeks ago. I don't remember.
What about KBO? I heard that KBO action.
Yeah, KBO, late night KBO, right? Get in there, stay up all night, and bet the freaking Asian baseball.
Legally, COVID. Let me go to Matty. You like Minnesota with everyone else or what?
Yeah, I'm all over Minnesota. I love Minnesota this week. I've been betting the Cowboys the whole year because I think they were undervalued coming into the season. But now reversing course. You can't keep on covering that number. And they've been too good with that number. I love Minnesota in this spot. Dak's hurt. And I think Minnesota, they run on this team. Dallas cannot defend the run that good. Yeah, I love Minnesota here. As for the total, these two teams are dome teams. But like I said, Dak's dealing with the injury, as Batman said as well. So I do lean under here as well.
Yeah, I like Minnesota. I mean, I actually gave out a 3-team moneyline parlay 3-4 days ago on Twitter for everyone. I gave out Minnesota moneyline, gave out the Colts, and I gave out the Patriots moneyline. So hopefully that cash for you guys. Let's go to Monday night. Giants in Kansas City. I think I'm the only guy on the planet that bet that the Chiefs wouldn't make the playoffs this year at plus 700 before the season started back in May. Everyone was calling me straight nuts. And that's kind of shot. Kansas City's laying 10 at home against a real bad Giants team. Number seems a little high to me. Dave Mason, how do you bet this one?
The Giants, everybody's off the Chiefs bandwagon. 64% of the early actions on the Giants, plus 10. 61% on the under. So nothing too sharp right as of yet.
Rooster, what happened to Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes here? I mean, I think they're 1-4 against teams with winning records. They should be 0-5. They got gifted that first game of the season by the Browns. What the hell happened to Kansas City?
I mean, the Super Bowl hangover is real, obviously.
Right.
The defense cannot stop anybody. I've never seen a defense like this. It's absolutely absurd that they're not firing Spagnuolo immediately. But in this particular spot, I like the Chiefs, and I like them a lot. I'm seeing 9.5 on this game, and every time I see it, I'm banging it. They're at home. The Giants are terrible. Jones is terrible. I think the Chiefs come up with a big win this week. They get back on people's radar, but in the end, I don't think they're going to make any noise.
Mark, did Cheap give out any information?
Let me see what he just wrote here. He says, "What's the Roosters' Halloween costume? And is he really trying for the Uncle Fester lookalike?"
He's got no. I'm not even going to start with that shit. Let me go to Matty for the college.
Whoa. So hold on. Speak of Rooster, what are we drinking tonight?
I'll show you. It's a good one.
We always have to get Roosters drinking a drink of the night.
I'm drinking Rapture red wine, Napa Valley.
2015 Rodney Strong. The 2015 Sonoma Coast is tremendous. Don't get the Russian River Valley Rodney Strong. It's no good. The Sonoma Coast 2015.
Okay. Play it. All right, what are we talking about? Giants and Kansas City. Let me go to Matty. Matty, like anybody here?
Yeah, I'm liking KC. Joe Thuney, I believe, is going to be back this week. He's been, banged up last couple of weeks. All the Giants skill players are banged up. If you look at the injury report, we have Saquon Barkley did not practice, of course. Kadarius Toney did not practice. Galladay did not practice. Evan Ingram was limited in practice. Sterling Shepard limited in practice. Like, this team's all banged up skill position wise. And the Chiefs, they haven't been covering the spread. They're 2-5, one of the worst teams covering the spread this year. I think they're fourth worst. I think that reverses course a little bit here. I do like the Chiefs minus 9.5.
Batman, did you get outside here?
Got to be KC. Look, read the line. They're telling you. They're giving it to you. They're begging you to bet the New York Giants. There's no metrics for me in this game. It's a line read. Kansas City minus 9.5. There it is.
Real quickly, Sheep agrees, says the Chiefs will light it up on Monday night.
Okay. All right, let's go to Thursday night action. The Green Bay travels to Arizona. Game's been going anywhere from 6.5 to 6, bouncing back and forth, back to 6.5 at Bet Online. Total dropped a little bit from 52.5 down to 50.5. See some 51s in the market. Dave, you guys getting ton of action on here. You got two good teams, arguably the two best teams in the NFC this year. How's the public betting? Is there any sharp on either side of the total?
We took some sharp on Arizona minus 4.5. Yeah, overall, the action is great. Overall action is very split. 52% is on the Packers. 57% is on the over.
Let me go to Batman. Batman, you like Arizona here minus 6?
The only thing I haven't been able to look at. Does anybody know if Kevin King is playing the cornerback for Green Bay?
Yeah, we can check real quick. I mean,
every game except this one.
I don't think Kevin King's playing.
He is playing?
No, he is not. I don't believe he's playing.
Yeah, that's a problem for me. I know the right side in this game is Aaron Rodgers plus the 6. I know that's what I'm supposed to take, and the sharps are taken. If you look at the point differential, Arizona has played the toughest schedule in the NFL this year. They're averaging like 30 points a game. They've been incredible. I don't like the J.J. Watt injury. It is a big deal for their defensive line. I don't love the game. If I had to play, it'd be the Packers plus the 7. Really, it's kind of a no bet for me just due to all the serious wide receiver cluster injuries that Green Bay has. That is a problem in this game for them, but I think that's the side that should be played.
And I think they get Chandler Jones back tonight, does Arizona.
Yeah. Rooster, you like anybody here?
I mean, it's very, very hard for me not to take the Packers, but there is a lot of reasons not to take the Packers. I took some 7. I found some 7 flat. I wanted to take some money line, 240 or better. The line's kind of dropping now. I think this might end up being a square underdog tonight. So I'm just going to stick where I'm at. I took a little plus 7. I like Rodgers in prime time. I'm still not sold on the Cardinals, but there is a lot of reasons, especially with Adams out, not to bet the Packers. So I'm just going to stick with my plus 7. That's it.
Well, last time they were 6.5 point favorites. I think it was the NFC Championship game, and they got their doors blown off against San Francisco, wasn't it?
Yep.
So it's kind of. I mean, books are begging for some Aaron Rodgers money here. Let me go to Matt for the college kids. Matt, you like anybody here?
I know Green Bay's dealing with some injuries. Devontae Adams went on COVID. Kevin King's inactive. Some other players are inactive. But, I mean, Arizona's dealing with a lot of issues, too. We look at Arizona, J.J. Watt's out, right? And then we look at their center position, which is one of the most important positions on the football field, in my opinion. We have Hudson. He's out for them. He's been out, right? Then Max Garcia, backup center. Now he's out. So they're down to a third-string center. That's going to cause problems, I think, for this team. And 7 points. If I took Green Bay plus 7, I think 7 points to the MVP, a team that's 6-1. You know, both of these teams have been phenomenal throughout the year. It's just way too many points. I think you take Green Bay plus a 7 and you take them on the money line. I love Aaron Rodgers here in the Green Bay Packers.
All right, you like anybody here?
Well, the Sheep likes the Packers, and I like the Packers as well. I think the tight end Tanyan is going to have a big night. Obviously, he's down to top 3 receivers with Valdez, Scantling, Adams, and Lazard are out. So look for Equimania, St. Brown, and Robert Tanyan to have big nights for the Packers.
It's a weird game. You got two teams whose offensive line is pretty bad this year, and two teams whose defensive line could after the quarterback. I think they're ranked like 6th and 4th in pressure rate. Man, this is tough. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is going to have to get rid of the ball real quickly. Who's he going to pass the ball to? It just, if it's any other quarterback other than Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers, it's an automatic Arizona Cardinals. I mean, it sounds kind of square, but man, this is a tough one. I didn't fire yet. If I do, I'll put it out on Twitter for free. But I think that's it. That wraps it all up. Dave Mason from Bet Online. Thanks for coming on. Tell everyone where you're at and what else you got going on.
On Twitter at Dave Mason, BOL. If you don't have an account, get on over to betonline.ag and sign up for one. Hit up the promos page for all sorts of bonuses, 50% for most deposit methods. If you're into crypto, we got 100% bonus for you. Betonline.ag.
All right, let me go to Batman. Batman, you got any extra stuff for everyone listening out there?
Oh, baby. We got a little extra stuff this weekend. We got some college football dogs. You ready for this one? Buckle up. No one will bet this game. The Florida State Seminoles go in to Happy Death Valley, whatever they call that, and they beat the Clemson Tigers. Watch.
Outright. Bruce, you like that?
I do. I gave it out on a radio show last night.
I honestly, I did not listen to that, but I love that even more. I'm driving back to the window right now.
Let me go to Dave Mason real quick. Dave, you still on the show?
I'm here.
I mean, what type of liabilities you got on college football futures right now? Who's the number one team they're betting?
Oh, man, we're looking good there. I mean, and like the top team that we have a liability on is Oklahoma. So, the rest of the liabilities are a long shot. So we're looking real strong. The guys are dealing that market real strong.
How about my Cincinnati Bearcats, huh?
Yeah, man, they're a win for us. Not a huge win, but they're a win for us as of now.
What are they, like
number 2 in the polls? They got a great shot. I want to touch on this. I think that one of the best plays for futures this year right now is the Indianapolis Colts to win this division, to win the AFC, and to win the Super Bowl. These guys on the show have been giving that out too as well. I want to second that opinion.
Now,
I think Minnesota is a great bet too as well. And I think further betting the Houston Astros in this series is the right side too as well.
Now, if that happened, can you imagine what happens in Philadelphia once he get that Super Bowl out in Indy? We're talking about Flacco and the Jets. Holy hell! If Wentz and the Colts do it out there in Indianapolis, holy shit!
It happened with A. Reed. We like to run people out.
Yeah, man. That whole. Except for Howie, he's still freaking there. I mean, he's the first that should have went and to figure out the rest. And holy hell!
And next year, Doug Peterson goes to Chicago and wins the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, hell yep, exactly.
This is how messed up Philly is. We run Andy Reid out of town. He wins a Super Bowl because he wouldn't win a Super Bowl in Philly. We get a coach that wins a Super Bowl, and we run his ass out of town too. Now we got a guy that's planting flowers. Like I
heard when he gets hired in Chicago that he's trading Andy Dalton to the Eagles for Lane Johnson to come in and protect for our boy Justin Fields to win that Super Bowl.
At least he ditched the visor and the frickin' two Sharpies sticking out. That was driving me nuts every game. So there's progress, guys. There's hope. I think he's listen to the fans and get that damn visor and Sharpie thing out of his head.
Yeah, well, I think he's
One more
going
thing.
to. I think he's
I've
going to
never heard of
replace
this
him
in
with.
college football, and I'm sure you guys heard this. Did you hear Ed Orgeron yesterday say that they did not have enough healthy players to run a college football practice?
They got 100 players on the roster.
They canceled practice at LSU because he couldn't field a team to practice. They have Alabama next week.
Real quickly, guys, just a little programming note. Next week, I'll be broadcasting a whole bunch of podcasts live from Las Vegas at the Canelo Alvarez-Canelo Plant fight starting on Tuesday. So I'll be interviewing all the biggest boxers, managers, journalists, everyone all throughout the week. So wherever you're watching it on the many platforms it's on, please tune in. Also, I'll be doing the show from Las Vegas, this show from Las Vegas next week as well. Just wanted to get that in there.
Mark, who do you like real quick? Who's your boxing pick?
Next week, I'm picking Alvarez. Alvarez, I'm still trying to figure if he's going to knock him out or not.
Okay.
No, he's knocking him out. He's putting him.
I think Plant may be a tough enough kid where he's going to hang around and, take some shots for 12 rounds.
We'll see. Dave Mason, real quick, we got a minute left. How's the handle on the World Series this year? Is it higher, lower? Baseball back?
Yeah, I mean, everything's been up with us, man. I mean, this is our biggest we're shattering records. So compared to other years, yeah, I mean, the volume's through the roof. We're really satisfied with everything across the board. So there's just so many more people gambling these days. It's all that stuff going on in the States, and just everybody's talking about gambling. I know the guys on this call, we've been talking about gambling all our lives, but now everybody else is allowed to talk about it without getting, getting shushed. So people are just gambling everywhere, and the action is awesome. I mean, we're Braves fans pretty much every night. So, we're rooting for the Braves pretty much every night ever since the playoffs started.
Did my buddy Mattress Mac lay off any money with you guys? Or?
Nah, I don't think so. I don't think Mattress Mac bets with us.
I got we'll give him.
We got some other big bettors, but I don't think we got any mattress money. People hiding money in their mattresses, I'm sure, but no Mattress Mac.
The way inflation is these days, you better. Not worth it.
Screw that, man. Put in crypto, baby. Bitcoin. Let's go.
That's it. Bitcoin and Ether. All right, guys. Thanks for coming on. Thank you, Dave Mason from Bet Online, the Philly Rooster, Batman at Gotham City Vig, Matt from the College Kids, Mark Abrams, and Jimmy the Sheep, even though, man, I don't even want to talk about it. All right, guys. Thanks for